Excuse me. Is this how I get the wind down Wednesdays? I don't always have vanilla, but when I do, it comes straight from the beaver. I don't always have vanilla, but when I do, it comes straight from the beaver. I don't always have vanilla, but when I do,
And suddenly, the cook is on fire.
Hey everybody, thanks for coming in. And let me take a look here, see who all is in here. It's been really slow, Callie King. Thank you for coming in, by the way. And yeah, I mean, I used to get like a lot of people in my chats and stuff, and I'm not getting that many either. So I understand where you're coming from. Gears in the house. Q was second. Thank you for coming in. Gardner Josh. By the way, because we all shared out Gardner Josh or whatnot, he reached his 1K tonight. So I have no idea where he's at on hours or anything, but I'm sure he'll get there soon. Sorry. Jay is in the house. Thank you so much. Green Granny, thank you for being here. Hello, Susan. Thank you for being here. And Garden State Gardener's here. Thank you so much. Susie Jacobson. Callie King, I am subscribed to you. I don't know. I'll check because a lot of times YouTube unsubscribes people, and I honestly have not seen anything from you. So just letting you know too. Like, yeah. Hello, Andel. Thank you for coming in. Here is the link if anybody wants to come up and chat. Thank you guys for being members of the channel as well. I really appreciate it. But right now I'm going to check out Callie King because let's see what's going on there. I'm going to click on this channel. Go to channel. And see what is going on with that. And see if I'm still subscribed. Yeah, I'm still subscribed. I have not been seeing your lives, though. Your last one was 16 hours ago. So I'm sorry about that, Callie King. But yeah, typically I share people out and stuff. So I don't know what's going on with that. I haven't seen any of your stuff. Okay, so hello, everybody. Thank you for coming in. Oh, Garden State Garter is Ubering. Hello, CR. Thanks for coming in. Okay, so we got a couple things going on. one of them is if you are interested in joining the Giant Veg Challenge. The Giant Veg Challenge is going to be lots of fun. And you can email me. You can email the email address that is on my channel. Or you can use this one, Cortney Whyde at, no. That's not it. I'm about to give you the wrong email address altogether. Okay. So you can email me at that email address too if you're interested in joining the Giant Veg Challenge. We would love to have you aboard. We don't really have anybody. I think Gardner Josh said he wanted to do it, but I haven't really gotten an official thing from him. So yeah, so I don't really have anybody that said they might be interested. But if you're interested in trying to grow a giant carrot and being in the competition, you know, feel free to email me. And if I get enough people, then I'll do it, you know. But if I don't, then there's no point. Giant Veg Challenge. Radiation causes giant monster. Maybe there is a strategy there. Who needs Miracle Grow after all? Hey, Nate Mitch, thanks for coming in. Thanks, guys. Wow, 14 people. We did have 16. So there's that. Let's see. I don't know where everybody is tonight. Like, I know everybody has lives and stuff and is busy, but this late at night, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so please make sure you give us a thumbs up too. We got 12 thumbs up and 17 people in here. So please make sure you do that. And Callie King, you can come up if you want. I have the link here. You just have to be decent, you know. Typical stuff, show your face. Hey, Abby, thank you for coming in. Whoa, what's that? Oh, 17 months you've been a member. Thank you so much. You can also talk to John, and the gardening homestead community can do it as well as a competition. Yeah, I was thinking about that, but I didn't want to mix the poop troop with the global gardening community. Don't hold me responsible if giant cabbage attacks Tokyo. Yes. Here's the link if you want to come up, anybody. And there it is. Congrats on 17 months of being a pooper. Yep. Any gardening work being done. I'm starting a lot. We haven't started a whole lot yet, but we are going to start here soon. Yeah, I just don't know how, because I tried to do that before with my videos and they told me not to. So I don't want to like get the poop troop mixed up with them. You know, I don't want them to think that I'm trying to be backhanded or, you know, trying to take over or something like that. So, oh my gosh. Let's see. Sorry, my leg itches. It could be any carrot, and we'll judge by length. Ah, there's Moon. Thanks for coming up.
Hey, how's it going?
Star. We're judging on length and weight. There's two categories, length and weight. So it's been a while since I did this, but Terry King, Allotment Diaries, and FMP Farms did it the first time and they won. Terry King, I think, won length and FMP won weight. So it was pretty cool. Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming. Just make sure you email me if you really want to do it. That way I can like keep a vlog or a blog of some of the people that are doing it.
So how's it going?
It's going. How are you doing?
Good, good.
I don't know why my leg is itching all of a sudden. There you go. Yeah, so that's that. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up. 18 people in the house. Thank you so much for being here and supporting the channel. And don't forget, you can become a member. It's as little as 99 cents a month. and you can hang out with us. I'm doing a series, and hopefully in this series, I'm going to be my theme this year for gardening. Okay, last year my theme was it was prepping. You know, and so this year I am doing a back to basics. You're off to the hospital. Star, what's going on?
Maybe his chicken's having a baby.
Oh. I don't think it works like that. I'm sorry, Star. I hope you're okay.
Yeah.
I didn't like that message. But shoot, I totally got. Okay, so this year my theme is going to be back to basics. So I'll be teaching people just the basic amount of planning on how to do stuff, how to plant stuff. So I'll be doing that, and I will be making a lot of membership videos for that reason.
That's good.
So yeah, teaching people how to grow stuff. And
don't you just throw it on the ground and it'll grow?
Okay, Bloomberg. No.
That's the way my grandma used to do it. She used to just throw it on the floor and it'd grow.
Oh, and they'd just grow? That's
yeah. We had cantaloupe.
Hey.
We had different things growing. We even had grapes at one time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they just started sprouting out. It's like because we used to throw the watermelon with the seeds, just throw it on the ground, let it dry out, and then we could throw it in the trash.
Oh, wow.
And they would just all of a sudden, then we started seeing, I guess we got watermelons.
Yeah.
Same thing with grapes, It was like, oh.
Hey, I'm just letting you know, Marshmallow Man, if you smoke, just turn your camera off.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
You can inhale, but you can't exhale.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm sorry, Star, that your throat hurts. I don't think you're going to the hospital. You're probably just going to the doctor, I would assume. Not when you said hospital, it made me think that you were like going to the ER.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
Well, like one of the other YouTuber that I always go see, his name is Zelda, and he does Hot Wheel racing. And he was in a car accident recently, and I guess his left hand got broken in the accident. So now he goes, he couldn't even move it. So he needs therapy to get it to start moving again.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, oh.
Yeah, that's
somebody T-boned him.
Yikes.
He's in Indonesia, so
Ooh.
I don't know how it is over there with all that.
Yeah, I don't know how that works either. Hello, Homestead Aquarius. I saw you.
Welcome.
Yeah. Okay, I hope you feel better, fishes. Sorry that you're not well. Actually, my stomach was hurting earlier too. Hello, Ship Kicker. I made Asian food on Saturday, and so we had some left over, and I think I'm just like my stomach is messed up from that.
The spices.
Yeah. Hello, Gardner Josh. Thanks for coming in. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it. Wow, 17 people. Thank you so much. Gardner Josh just reached 1K tonight. If you do not know who Gardner Josh is, please go over there and subscribe, because we all know how YouTube works, and his 1K will not last long. Please help him be a little bit over, maybe.
Yeah, I know mine went up and down a couple times.
But
it still qualifies once you go over.
It still qualifies?
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, once you hit the threshold, if he looks in his analytics, it'll say you've reached your 1,000. So once you ain't gonna lose it. So once you hit that, it's just like the watch hours, same thing, Once you hit it, then it'll tell you did it.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna take it away from you. It's like now if you.
Well, I was told that they could take it away from you if you're less than 900 hours.
Well, less than 900 hours.
Yeah.
In how long? In a year?
In a year.
Oh well, 900 hours isn't very much.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know the rules anymore. They
yeah,
changed
yeah.
so much
But
that I
I
don't know
do
anymore.
know if you don't make any videos for like 6 months, they do,
Yeah.
demonetize you.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. Hey, G Mama.
And if you use copyright, continuously over and over, and
Yeah.
copyrights are not bad, but it's when you get a strike.
Right.
Once you get those 3 strikes, they can just take your channel. Or if you just do something that is completely violating, they'll just do it right then and there. I've
Yeah, they
seen some
will.
people lose their channel. They don't listen. They keep using music that they're not supposed to, and then all of a sudden they just say, "Well, okay, you didn't listen, huh? Your channel is gone.
Yeah. That sucks.
Got to start all over again."
What are you drinking, Marshmallow? Oh, he's frozen. What are you drinking? It looks like iced tea, but I think
Yeah, it is.
it is. It looks good.
With a little whiskey in it. Hey, Homestead Aquarius.
Oh,
Oh, Hannah almost started a fire? Holy crap. That's scary. Yeah, my uncle down the street
yeah.
caught
Hello,
his house on
hello,
fire.
Homestead Aquarius.
Yeah. He caught his kitchen on fire. He has to redo it.
Ah,
He caught a pot holder on fire and yeah.
yeah. I don't think they're fireproof. They're only heat proof.
Yeah. It cost like $3,800 to his kitchen. So
Oh my God.
yeah.
Well, see, the thing is, grease fires. People don't think about that. They don't clean the vent, and all
Yeah.
it takes. Here where I live, they had a Burger King burned down because of that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then also then after that, then a couple years afterwards, we had a Carl's Jr. burned down.
Oh my.
Yeah, and it started in the kitchen because they don't, they're supposed to have a special company.
System. Yeah.
Yeah, they come in. Well, they have a company that comes in at least once a year. When I used to work at the hospital security, there
Mm-hmm.
used to be a special company, and they would come in and they're basically standing on the stove and they're like degreasing the whole inside of the duct to go outside because that thing can just catch on fire. They still have those hoses with water and stuff,
Yeah.
but still, yeah,
When I worked at that place, I worked at McDonald's like years ago, like when I was going to college and stuff.
yeah,
And they had a whole system. Like if you pulled it, the system would come down over the grill and like shoot
yeah,
that stuff everywhere.
yeah. But then, how many times do they test that?
Yeah, exactly.
It's supposed to work. Like that fire extinguisher that you have in the kitchen that you haven't checked in how long?
Yeah. Yikes.
Or the
I
smoke
have one here
detector,
by the stove, but I don't have one in the kitchen. So
or the smoke detectors that you take the battery out because they kept
yeah.
bugging me. It kept going off.
I definitely have batteries in all mine, but I have a funny story. I used to have a little dog, little Shih Tzu dog, and his name was Tucker. And when the when the battery goes dead, it makes that horrible noise, that
That
beeping noise.
that
And it's
yeah, I
so
know the one you hear in
annoying.
all the videos.
Yeah. And it usually happens in the middle of the night and wakes you up.
Yeah,
And it's so annoying. So I had that happen to me a couple of times and I ignored it because I was so tired. And that little dog was so scared. It would like literally, it was sitting on my chest. I was like, oh, I guess I'm up now because you won't leave me alone.
it's
Like I
like
knew that it was just the battery and I was trying to ignore it to
it's
sleep.
like mom, danger, danger.
Yeah. Hey, Ginger Ninja, thank you for coming in. I know I came in a little bit early tonight, and I wanted to because my son's sleeping, and I wanted to get some sleep
Yeah,
because I should be sleeping when he's sleeping.
doesn't work that way.
Not normally. I worked at McDonald's for 2 years when I was going to school.
Yeah. I've heard there was a video they were talking about, oh yeah, all the stuff they find in the soda machines, like people get sick, E.
Mhm.
coli, because they don't wash them.
Yeah, they don't.
Just like the ice cream machines, they're supposed to tear them down completely, and they don't do it.
Yeah. You're supposed to tear them down completely, and then usually a person comes in, like I don't know if it's the person that owns the machine. I don't know who it is, but they come in once a month, and they're supposed to run something on that machine too. And
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah. Every time we'd go to McDonald's to get ice cream, they're like, "Oh, the machine's out of order."
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You just don't want to clean it.
That's exactly what it is.
Yes.
And it's not hard to clean. All you do is take off the nozzles. It's not hard.
Yeah, and then you got to pull out the agitators, and then you gotta, because I know I used to know this girl that used to work at a yogurt place, and every night they had to tear apart the machines and stick them in
everything,
and wash them in I think it's like a Clorox solution, and then then they rinse it off, and then they ready to go the next day.
Yeah.
Depending on their health and safety codes. So my dad owned a meat factory. When they go to wash their machines down, if there's any bacteria or any food substance left on the machines, they'll do a test, like a swab test.
Yes.
And if there's anything left behind, they got to clean it again, and they can't use it. Or if there's any Clorox or any of the chemicals, they can't use it.
Yeah, you got to rinse them off real good.
Gwen. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, get somebody really sick and die, and there's a big lawsuit.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to work at the hospital, and then the ice machine that was in the kitchen. I used to look, and I'm like, oh my god, you know how all the hard water stains, and it gets like all, and it was like that. I'm like, oh my god, how many people are getting sick from getting ice from this machine?
Yeah, that's disgusting. I sometimes if I go through a place, I ask for no ice.
Yeah.
And
extra ice, please.
Yeah, and I'll definitely ask for like no lettuce.
Oh yeah.
Like that, because
that's another thing. Yeah, my wife, every time she would eat a sandwich with lettuce in it, and she would stomach, and then I'm like, you know what? No lettuce.
Well, they put
a ton of
preservatives on the lettuce too.
They don't rinse it right.
Sick, but
they just don't rinse it right.
Mm-mm.
And then the thing is, people think, well, where it comes from the fields, they think that everything's washed. No. Yeah. It goes from the fields to a box, from a box to the grocery store, from the grocery store to your house. However, they just shake the dirt off a little bit. I mean, grab some cilantro, put it under the water, see how the chocolate that comes out of it. You're supposed to wash it and rinse it. Yeah. Radishes, same thing. Mm-hmm. Lettuce, the same thing. People don't wash they think it's already washed. Oh, they did it already. No. Mm-mm. Even the pre-wash, you still should pre-wash them. The ones that are packaged.
You know what's even worse is celery.
Oh yeah.
When I had like 22 pounds of celery last year, and I had to soak it. I soaked it in vinegar water before I processed it.
Because of the bugs.
Oh, so disgusting. I'm like, that is so gross, because all the bugs are like, because they're really compact, all the bugs are like hiding in there.
Yeah. Once you rip it apart, they're in there. I mean, but people
you could soak things in vinegar to get rid of that.
But see, the reason you had bugs, because you don't spray. Mm-mm. In the fields, they spray it with stuff that kills all those bugs. But then now you're eating all that spray. You're eating all that spray because you think you're going to run it out of, run it through the water. It's going to take it all off. Yeah. It's not.
Caitlin said, all the time I worked at a Greek restaurant, we never had anyone come and inspect our soda machine. That was 30 years ago. Oh Lord. My God.
Well, the health and safety code 30 years ago in the meat industry
Oh yeah,
is not what it is today.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, thank you for coming in. Thanks, guys, for coming
Yeah,
in.
I used to do security at this one plant that used to package all the spinach, lettuce, all the prepackaged ones, and also they did all the Caesar salads,
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff like that. And they used to have before the people went in, they were like gowned up like doctors, and they had to put their shoes in solution in the floor before they even walked onto the floor and stuff. And then they had to use band-aids because they have metal detectors on the machines.
Yeah.
So they had metal in those band-aids. So if somebody lost a band-aid, the alarm would go off, stop the machine, see what it is. A band-aid. We don't want it in somebody's package.
That's so gross. Well, the health and safety passes us at work. They trust we will fix any problems. Interesting.
Yeah. People we're lucky. We're lucky we don't die when we go out to eat. It's like that. Was like this one movie I remember seeing where the guy is at a restaurant and he orders a steak, and the guy's bringing him the steak, and he's got his thumb on the steak, and he goes, "Hey, why do you have your thumb on my steak?" He's all like, "Well, I just don't want to drop it again."
Hey, CR.
Hi. Sorry.
Hey.
I'm trying to get my icon on the screen. That's why it took me forever.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's why I showed myself, so you know it's me. It's me.
Okay. Yeah, you're good. I knew it was you.
What? Oh! My good looks gave it away.
So how you been, CR?
All right.
That's good.
Hello, Moon.
Hello. What's up?
I don't use Moan much, so.
So I'm doing the Giant Veg Challenge. Like I said, if anybody's interested in growing a giant carrot and being in the competition, you can email me. My email address is whyde@gmail.com. Email me and let me know you're interested, and I will set everything up. And then I was talking earlier about just going, like every year I try to have a theme for the garden. And last year it was like prepping, and this year I'm going to be doing a theme called Back to Basics. And I'll be, just doing basic things and teaching people how to do just basic growing techniques and stuff like that. So it'll be fun. It'll be a fun year. Yeah, I'm sorry, How to Garden. It is the wrong time, isn't it? Because you're in Florida.
I don't know. We're getting, even snow up in LA now.
Are you really? Did you really?
They did. Yeah. They had to shut the freeways down because there was snow on the freeways.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
I don't live over there, but I saw the footage. I'm like,
I bet you they were freaking out.
Oh yeah, and people don't know how to drive. Come on. When has there ever snowed in LA? And then the beaches even. They had snow on the beaches and stuff. It's like, oh man, it's like crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be crazy. I'll never forget. I think it was like, but when we had that huge, it was a bad winter vortex. They had snow in Atlanta.
The Katrina one?
No, it was like a couple years ago. It was like the polar vortex.
Oh yeah.
We had like snow in Atlanta and stuff. And they've never had snow there before. That's so far south. They were like freaking out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, like there was a place in the US, I think it's called Hell. And they said now you can't say the phrase when hell freezes over because it did.
It did.
Yeah. They said.
Wow. Yeah.
I would join your carrot thing, Courtney, but I can't grow carrots bigger than my fingers.
Come on, it'll be fun. You can try.
I'll be right back.
The side chat set up. Do you see our?
Yeah. So I can see the chat here.
I usually have two screens going because Melon is sometimes super slow, and if I just relied on Melon, I would never get anywhere.
I know. I would have to keep scrolling back up.
Yeah. Yeah. I got some horrible news right before I came on here, so I was kind of really upset. A friend of mine that I went to high school that I knew really well, her sister had been having trouble. Her sister had a baby, and there was like so many things wrong with it, heart problems and all these things, and it passed away. So I was like super upset by that. So it had been a year. It had been fighting for a year, and it was just super sad to hear that.
That's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
So I was just upset about that. Yeah, it's really sad, and I felt really bad for her and her family. Gardner Josh, yeah, if you really want to join, just message me and I'll set it. We'll get it set up, and I'll get a list started so I know the people that really want to do it. Yeah, I feel really bad for the family. I actually knew both families, her boyfriend as well. I grew up with both of them, so it's super sad for all people involved. It's horrible. It's time for me to move on to eggplant, peppers, okra, and other hot season things, but I'm enjoying tomatoes, loquat, and mulberries right now. Interesting.
Awesome.
Very interesting.
Yeah, the only thing I planted one time was those pickles, the small ones. They come out pretty good.
Yeah. I last year I planted lemon cucumbers. They were just like a little round, whatever they were.
Oh yeah.
I didn't like them. Not that I didn't like the taste. But it was a waste of time.
Yeah.
I was getting a lot of them, but they were only so big. And so
Yeah. Like the ones that I had was the ones that were for pickling.
Yeah, no, those are.
And
good.
my wife liked those because she doesn't like the real long ones because they're always really they're too big. They don't taste that good.
Yeah.
So she liked the taste of the small ones.
Yeah, they're good. I like all cucumbers really, but I just thought the lemon ones were kind of a waste of time. So I won't be growing those again.
Yeah, and then they saw these other ones. I think they're either. What do they call them? I think they're not the Mexican ones. They're called Italian. I think Italian pickles or something. They're like much thinner. I've seen them in the stores.
I don't know. I know I've seen the really thin ones. They make them for sandwiches and stuff, but
yeah,
I didn't know that they actually just made a really, really thin pickle.
I mean, it's like kind of like the ones for pickling.
Yeah,
they're about that long, and then they're about that thick. Well, they're like the same length, but then they're just a little about thinner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wanted to grow dragon egg cukes, but never ordered them. Dragon egg cukes, huh? Yeah, I don't. I got Market Morris this year, and I'm hoping they do really good. It seems like, okay, the first year that we grew and we're real serious, and I grew cucumbers, they did really good, and I still have pickles from it.
Mm-hmm.
But the years after, it just seems like I just have nothing but bug problems. And I've even rotated them and everything else and moved them away and whatever. And I still have bug problems, major bug problems.
You need to get them jumping spiders and the ladybugs to eat them bugs.
Yeah.
Those, and the dragonflies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the cucumber beetle, and those things are horrible. I hate them.
Mm-hmm.
So this year I bought a hybrid, and I'm hoping that it keeps them at bay. So we'll see. But yeah, I made a bunch of homemade pickles. The best one I have, my great grandmother left a bunch of recipes and stuff behind, and we got a bunch of those. And the best one I ever made was refrigerator garlic pickles. And I actually prefer refrigerator pickles over ones that I can, because it seems like the ones you can, they get mushy. And I don't really care for that. But if you put them in the refrigerator or can them for the refrigerator, they tend to be more crispy. So I had those for like years, and they're sitting in my fridge. I had another fridge set up downstairs.
Yeah.
And but the recipe calls for like 1 onion per jar. So they were very garlicky, but they were so good. So good.
Yeah.
Did you see what Kaylin put? I heard a bunch of mantises.
You know what's funny is I released 800 praying mantises into my garden last year.
Yeah.
Oh, so you've already done it.
Yeah.
Well, they will eat each other too. Especially the females will eat the males.
Mm-hmm. My neighbor 2 streets over brought me my Walmart box delivered to wrong house. The edges of the box looked chewed up. 12-inch ceramic pot was smashed into 10 pieces. Oh, I'd be so mad.
I'd be so tickled.
I had that happen to me actually, but I ordered it through Kohl's. And I ordered Fiesta ware because I'm a huge Fiesta ware person. And
must have been a piñata.
I ordered a dish set from Kohl's, and I got it, and like half of my dishes were broken. So
Piñata.
I called them and said, "Hey, my dishes are broken. What do I do?" And they're like, "Well, just take them back to the store, and then once you do that, we'll send another out for you." I'm like, "Okay." Well,
second piñata.
The second set out, and those were broken too. And I called them back. I said, "You know what? This is the second time that you guys have delivered this to me, and my dishes are broke." They said, "Don't worry about it. Throw those out, and we'll send you another." Well, I only had like 5 dishes broke. Wasn't that many. So I kept the rest, and I got more dishes sent to me.
Okay.
Win-win.
Yeah.
Yep.
I win big time.
Okay. So, I'm learning from you, Cortney. It's like, break a couple, I'll get a couple more. Okay.
But I was super excited that I got another kind of a half a set of dishes. So
yeah,
it's.
So when you break yours,
I called them. I
washing
called Kohl's, and I said, "Hey, this is the second time you sent this out to me, and they're broken."
Yeah.
I said, "What's going on here?" And then they sent me another one, and those were okay. And
yeah, one time we ordered a Ninja blender, and for one thing, the UPS guy delivered to the wrong address.
Oh.
So I go, "It says here that you delivered it, but I haven't seen it." Well, I go, "What's the address you delivered it to?" And then he told me, I go, "Well, that's not my address." So I went to the address and I go, "I think something got delivered here that was wrong." And she goes, "Oh yeah, it's right here." But the box was the way it is. It was kind of like destroyed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I called them up, and I believe it was Kohl's also. Maybe Kohl's does that on purpose. But then I go, "You know what? The thing was all messed up. I even took pictures of it and everything." And then they go, "Oh, don't worry about it. Just take it to UPS, and then they'll send it back, with that sticker you got there to return it, and then we'll send you another one." And they did. The other one came to the right address and in good shape, but the other box looked like somebody beat the heck out of it with a baseball bat.
Oh.
I'm
trying to get some pictures on here. I got something to show y'all, and I am a huge antique collector. I always have been, and although I never really find really good stuff, like I never rarely, if I do find good stuff, I never have the money for it. That's another thing. But today I was so excited. I'll show you these pictures if I can get them up here. So today I went so Saturday we went antiquing for a little bit, and I saw this picture, and I'm a huge Fiesta Wear person, love it. And I saw this picture, and it was only like $15. It looked like Fiesta Wear, but I was like, no, there's no markings on it. I'm like, it's not like whatever. So anyway, I come home and I do a little more research on it. And because the tag said it was Fiesta Wear. And I was like, I don't believe that, So anyway, I go home, I did a little more research on it, and apparently Fiesta Wear made a specific set of dishes for Woolworths back in the day. And those items are not marked. So there's only one way to find out if it is, and they have the specific ring marks that Fiesta Wear has around them, like typical pottery marks. So I was like, okay. So I went back today and I got it. So I'll show you a picture of it real quick. I was super excited. This is Fiesta Wear, but it was made for Woolworths, and it's called a Harley Quinn. And here's what it looks like. Let's see if I can get up here.
Ooh.
So I see the rings around it. So that's Fiesta Wear right there. Okay, it's just a different type. So anyway, as I was exiting, by the way, as I was exiting, I saw this box. And it had, I love teacups and all that kind of stuff, And I saw this box, and it had like teacups in it, and it looked to be like a creamer and sugar thing, and like a pot, like a teapot or something in it. And I was like, this is unusual. But when we were looking up the Harley Quinn stuff, it was like on YouTube, the person said that if you see Fiesta Wear that is robin egg blue with white lids, that it's worth a lot more because they used a specific clay, and it was a blue clay. So it's worth more. So I was like, as I was exiting, I saw this set, and I'm like, are you kidding me? The whole box was only $8. So I was super, super excited about it. Here, I'll show you real quick what I saw. And I was like, wow, I'm like, $8 for this box. I'm like, this is so
no
cool.
way.
Some of it was Fiesta Wear. Here's what it looked like.
That's nice.
And I was like,
oh wow,
if that whole box is Fiesta Wear, that's super exciting. Because, this picture right here has USA marked in the bottom of it. This one did, and so did this. But these items right here didn't. So I was like super confused. And I was like, well, I don't know. So I bought them and took them home anyway. So I did a little more research because I thought they were Fiesta Wear. And I looked, my husband looked, we checked on eBay. We did how on Google you can take a picture and search by image.
Yeah, and it'll tell you kind of what it is.
Yeah. So we did that. And I found out that this particular set right here, I'll show you. Is it showing up yet? There we go.
Yeah.
That particular set right there is worth money. Quite a bit of money. So I was really excited about that. And God, I can't think of the name right now at the top of my head. Dang it. Cornwell, I think it was. I can't think of it right now.
Yeah,
but anyway,
not Cornell?
No.
Cornell?
No, it was Cornwell or something like that. I can't think of it right now, the name. But anyway, the company was from West Virginia, and it burnt down in 1964. So these items here, not Cornwall. Maybe, I don't know. I can't think of it right now at the top of my head.
Isn't what
Oh
Bob
no,
put
I'm
in.
sorry, Cameron. Why did I think that? Cameron clay. That's what it's called.
Mm.
Cameron clay. And so I found out that it was worth $60.
Mm.
So I was so freaking excited. That's my first like antique pick. And I found out that it's worth $60. And by the way, the lids and stuff that they had on it weren't the right lids. And that's I think another reason why I was thrown off, because the lids weren't right. So when we saw a picture of this on eBay and they had these lids, I was like, yes. So this is a coffee pitcher and a creamer and a sugar thing.
Mm.
But the rest of the stuff that was in the box wasn't anything.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth anything. So
They were blue.
yeah, they were blue and they matched, but they weren't. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I basically turned around and got my $8 and $60 worth of
Yeah.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
which
It's kinda like-
play is really interesting story behind it. And you have to look it up because it's super cool. And some stuff, you look at it, you think it's Fiesta ware, and it's not. It's just really unusual stuff. But the picture alone is worth $18. So I got my money back on it already. So I was super excited. I'm sorry, closing it out here.
And then whoever
we can
threw it
tell.
out thought it was junk.
Yeah, that's, I mean, it looks like it had probably been in someone's basement forever, or, you know,
It was in
something like
grandma's basement, and then the piece of crap. I don't want to
that.
see that
Hey,
thing.
Bob, here's the link if you want to come up, Bob. I'm sorry I
Bob's
didn't
in the
email it
house.
to you.
Come on, Bob.
I've been kind of slow. But yeah, I was just super excited about my find today, and you know, I
That's
don't
good to hear.
usually come across stuff like that. Not usually that I make my money back on. Well, I haven't sold it yet, so I don't know if I want to sell it. It's kind of an unusual piece.
I would just keep it. Pass it on.
How old are you now, Courtney?
Huh?
How old are you now?
I'm 39.
Wait a few years. Wait 10, 15 years at least before you sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked up the history of Cameron clay, and it's really cool. Hold on one second. I'll tell you guys, because I'm a huge history fanatic. And let's see if they'll even maybe
Yeah,
I can get it wrong.
If it's worth a lot more than what you spent on it, it's like hockey cards, rookie hockey cards that are in the thick glass and stuff like that. You know, 20 years down the road, they're worth a bit of money. You wait 4 years down the road, they're worth a bit more money.
Yep.
They'll appreciate in value. Yeah, I would probably wait for a
the
little bit.
history of it, because usually it popped up right away, but now it's not, of course.
Especially that person that has another set, but then they broke something, and there's the piece I need.
Yeah. Well, they didn't make a whole lot of this stuff. And, you know, it's weird is that it's not just pitchers and bowls and stuff like that. They have some really ugly shit. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if you could see that. But,
yeah.
Ugly.
I'll pass on that one.
I remember having some of those.
Oh, really? Yeah, there's
Yeah, but they were yellow. They were yellow.
That might have been Cameron clay. And it's just very interesting.
I got them from a furniture store that I used to work at up in San Jose area. They had a bunch of, like stoneware and stuff, but they couldn't sell it. When they closed up they went out of business at that area.
Yeah.
So they had a bunch of dishes there. There was some like cups, like teacups. They had like a for the milk, like the same thing with the sugar and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There was one with the brown and white, and they're like, so he goes, you can have the box of all these dishes. I mean, I still have I still have some of the plates. You know, after a while, some of them broke. But you know, these plates were from back in the 80s. You know,
Yeah. That is
and you
really
know,
actually kind of cool. If you
ma-
still have any of that, it'd be
one of the plates I have is a pretty big one. Now it's got like a little crack in it. Now it says made in Japan. You
oh,
know,
okay.
so it was good stuff because this was a furniture store. You know, selling good silverware and good stoneware,
Yeah.
hand painted stuff. You know,
I
Yeah,
was
they
just
don't like
trying,
that stuff. Is great because they don't make it like they like that anymore.
yeah,
yeah.
they had lead in it back then.
That's it.
They don't make stuff like they used to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll never
yeah.
forget. I'll never forget. My mother-in-law was throwing out all this china because she said it had lead in it. It had like freaking gold rims and shit. What are you doing? Just don't
Hey.
eat off of it.
My mother-in-law, she would make her beans in this pottery. You know, hey, that added lead into your beans. You know,
Yeah.
gotta
Sorry,
have that
guys.
iron.
I was trying to look up the history to this Cameron Clay. Oh, here
Gotta
it is.
have that iron in your blood.
Vintage Cameron Clay is from 1938 to 1954. The factory shut down in 1964.
Mm.
So the pieces I have are like super old.
60
And then
years
I
old.
found out that they also made toilets.
Oh, go
Porcelain.
figure.
Yeah.
Porcelain gods.
But I wish I found that thing that I saw earlier because it kind of gave the history of Cameron Clay, and now of course I can't find it. But it was really interesting, the history of it. Oh, here we go. I'm just not on the right search engine. I don't know. They just had a lot of cool stuff, different stuff that I'd never seen before. So it's very, 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 very interesting. And it's interesting that the factory burnt down because then the stuff isn't worth, or that isn't any older than 1964.
Mhm.
So cool stuff today that I found out. Cool stuff. Oh, and there is silverware floating around from years ago that was made with radioactive metals. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Speaking of radioactive, my father-in-law collects all that stuff, and he has it in his house, all that radioactive stuff. And he has black lights hooked up to it. So like he turns them on and they glow bright green and purple. It's really interesting.
Mm.
Hello, Garo. FG. But I don't understand what you're saying, so.
Neither do I. Not without a translator.
Yeah. No, that stuff you don't eat on or anything. So.
Stars. Yeah. Why is my tongue turning green? I don't know, Sierra.
Well, like my grandmother, she used to make her own because she had an oven to make pottery, and she had molds, for vases, and she had bookends and like doves, and then she would, cook it in the oven and then glaze it.
Aw.
But then, all that got given away.
Yeah, some people just don't know what it means or what it's worth until what
Yeah.
that was worth $500. Oh,
Yeah.
why did I give it
Yeah.
away?
Yeah, like she gave me these cups, like coffee cups, a whole set, but I think I only got maybe a couple of coffee cups left. USA, the brown ones with the little, like the top looks like almost like ice cream or something. You know, the color on it. You know,
Yeah.
they're from the 70s.
Oh, interesting. So
Yeah,
there's a lot of cool stuff. I just like going out there and finding some cool stuff, you know.
yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
I'm still looking
Okay,
for that Mona Lisa.
I guess Bob's gonna join us soon.
Sorry, I'm checking out this channel real quick.
It's like, yeah, my uncle, Van Gogh, he was always painting.
He was always painting. And
I
for
don't
some
know.
reason, he only had one ear.
Yeah, for some reason, he just kept poking at his ear, he and he had a fishing accident. or was it Tyson? I think Tyson bit him or something, I think.
Yeah. That's funny. I'll never forget watching that.
Yep.
Hello, Chris, Shirley Babies. Thank you for coming in. I have no idea who you are. Thank you for stopping in and supporting the channel. Hello, Wickshire. Thank you for coming in.
Hi.
Wickshire.
Wickshire. I'm trying to say it like Cortney says it. Wickshire.
Must be
Wickshire.
from the Lord of the Rings.
It's the Shire.
That's probably where she got the name. She's into that.
Okay, so Chris Shirley likes to watch a lot of YouTube videos. They like to plant stuff. Their greenhouse got destroyed in a hurricane.
Mm.
But they like planting. They are a disabled vet. They love animals and most children. Thank you for stopping in.
And the big bad wolf blew and blew and blew the house down.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd use the restroom and wouldn't even have to turn the light on. That's right, Storm. Wow, I wasn't expecting to have all these people in here tonight. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I like old things too, Chris. I do too. It's so cool. I love antiques and stuff like that. So
Well, that's when they built stuff to last.
yeah, I agree.
Now everything's built to fall
Throw
apart.
it away.
I mean, look at the stuff for your phones.
The
Bob is
Oh,
Hey.
here. The Bob is here.
Before we had some lunch today, Mrs. and I, we stopped into the nursery, picked up a few things. Local nursery, some strawberries, a couple more rhubarbs,
Nice.
another blueberry bush, and some, what are they, sugar peas?
Ooh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
ooh.
Mm-hmm. These are the same strawberries that when I worked for one of the local farmers, the ones that bloom in June.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what he grew as a crop, so that's why I remember the name of them. But now I can't.
Well, those people that work in the fields picking strawberries, they give them all whistles, and they have to be blowing it all the time.
Yeah.
Why?
So if they're not blowing the whistle, that means they're eating their strawberries.
Oh, okay. Now I think I get that now.
I've never seen that before. That's a new thing on me. I picked strawberries for years for the local farmers. So what we did growing up was picking crops. That's how
I guess it was the ones that they didn't trust.
Yeah.
That was over there by West. What was it? Over by San Jose area.
I even picked this stuff, planted it, picked it, hothouse rhubarb and field rhubarb. Yeah, that's why I got it. Memories, I plant it in my yard now.
That's so awesome, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
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 Thank you. Yeah. And it also gives concealment for my beautiful little tree frogs that you've heard me talk so many times about.
Yeah.
I was out setting up some lighting in the backyard the other day, some home security lighting, and I looked over the edge of the gazebo out in the grass, and one of those little frogs was walking away through the grass, find a little place, and man, when those little guys hide, they disappear. You can't see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lines and speckles and green and brown. Like, okay, fella.
Hey, they're eating all the little bugs that are trying to get in your plants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why the
Pest
rhubarb.
control.
Yeah, that's why the rhubarb's like more places to hide. And I looked it up here on the University of YouTube how to get them to how they lay their eggs. And some people take real shallow dishes and put it out there with a little, kind of conceal it out there a little bit, little bit of water, and the girls come out and lay their eggs in them. And
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
I love it. I love it. Keep making more. I love them.
Yeah, those like those pixie frogs, they can lay. I believe it's like hundreds and hundreds of eggs.
Mhm.
Wow. What's a pixie frog? I don't think I've ever seen one.
Like those, or like the Pac-Man frogs.
Hmm.
They're the one. They've got real different color ones. They're green. There's red ones. There's even one they called strawberry. And they start small, but then they get like huge.
I'm looking them up right now.
Yeah, the ones I've got are the I think they're called the Pacific tree
Oh,
frog.
wow.
Yeah,
These are like
pixie
the
frog.
frogs that you would see like in a movie.
Yes.
Hey, Guardian. Thanks for coming in. Like,
What's up,
you guys
GP?
can see. Hold on, I shared it.
The Pacific tree
These
frog.
are like, something that you would
yeah.
see in a movie, or like they're just goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are huge. Wow.
Look up the Pacific tree frog, Corky. That's what I've
Okay.
got. They wake up during the day when it warms up a bit, but at night they go back in their little hidey holes and stay warm.
Oh, yeah, we have those here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And they're only about that big, guys. They're tiny.
The ones that are nice are the they have those ones they're the poison something frogs, but people think that they're always poisonous. It's because of what they eat.
Oh.
So they're poisonous only if they're where the stuff is available. That's why people can still have them as pets.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'll be darned.
Yeah. They exclude whatever the plant that they eat.
Mm-hmm.
That way, they guard themselves.
Yeah, that makes sense. What are they called? Bullet frogs or?
Oh, the ones that are real big are bullfrogs.
Oh, bullfrogs.
I've seen some of those here.
Yeah, those things are huge.
Yes, they are. Man,
they're like
that.
Humongous.
Mm-hmm. About the size of my skull,
Oh,
Yeah,
they're bigger than that. I've seen some.
Years ago, the county and the state went and bought private property, and they started digging big holes, drainage holes, to slow the rainfall down to help control flooding. And that's where I saw one of them right on the outside of one of those drainage ponds. He was not afraid of me at all, man. He just looked at me like, "Yeah, you got a problem?"
Yeah, we hear these suckers at night around here, man, because we're all like swampy here. So there's bullfrogs everywhere. And all you hear all night is honk, Honk, honk.
Mhm.
Yeah. You
Oh
know,
shoot, I didn't see that. Caitlin, I'll look that up real quick. Sorry. Look up
Oh.
the Goliath frog, and a South African species. Hold on one second.
Oh yeah, the African frog. That one's pretty big too.
you know, those bullfrogs will even eat baby ducks.
Really?
They'll eat mice. They'll eat baby ducks, baby chickens.
Oh yeah. The frogs they'll eat a big
I
rat.
didn't know that. That's
Mhm.
creepy.
Yeah.
And
It's good for them because of the calcium
Mm-hmm.
in the bone. The
And
rat.
if it won't,
Huge too.
if it won't fit in their mouth, they'll shove it in. Like once that jaw closes,
Yeah.
that's it, sucker.
Oh yeah. They like kill it.
Mm-hmm. Then they go right back to being like a statue. Just
Yeah,
Just
these are
waiting.
huge too, Caitlin. Most widely distributed Kentucky frogs are the spring peeper, American toad, Valor toad, Cope's gray, tea frog, Green's frog, American bullfrog. All of these can be found in Kentucky and in every country. Good night, How to Garden. Thanks for coming in. Hello, Guardian Outdoors. The Google images for wolf frog are hilarious. Oh, Lord.
I think these amphibians, they go into a little bit of a hibernation during the coldest parts of the year. I think that's the only way they
Yeah.
would be able to survive.
Well, some of them put like this kind of like I don't know how to say it, goo on the outside of their body to kind of
Mhm.
so kind of like a natural antifreeze or something like that,
Yeah.
so they actually don't freeze.
Mm-hmm. I found one of those little pockets in my yard, CR, on
Yep.
the edge of the grass.
Mhm.
It was perfectly formed, and I went, oh, one of the frogs woke up. I think they go back in there at night, and when it freezes, probably just bunker in.
Have you ever seen the Spider-Man lizard?
What the heck?
Yeah, it's a lizard that looks like Spider-Man. It's
That's
blue
weird.
and red.
Is it a real lizard?
Yeah, it is. It is a real lizard.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Some of the animals that are out in the wild.
Mhm.
And how beneficial they are to us gardeners.
Yeah,
I guess I can
and you
call
would
it.
think blue and red. Why wouldn't it be? It's because animals, they see red and blue and they think poisonous, so they're like, I ain't gonna eat that.
Oh yeah, like bright colors on the insect.
Yeah. See, people think, well, why would same thing with tarantulas. The tarantulas. Why are there some red tarantulas, some green, blue tarantulas? You would think it's not going to hide very well.
Yeah.
But it's other animals will see it and they're like, no, that thing looks dangerous. The color it is, because they see colors only.
Mhm.
Whoever.
What happened to Bob?
Yeah,
I just looked down at Bob.
He went to put away his plants.
Oh yeah. I just looked down and like, where's Bob?
The aliens abducted him.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, he's back. Welcome back, Bob.
Hey, thank you.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Someday when it stops freezing at night, I can put like my rhubarb out first.
Yeah.
I've only got 3. I had ordered 4 of them, and out of that batch of 4 that I ordered, 1 sprouted. And then today at a local nursery, I bought 2 of those healthier ones, and that'll be the first thing I'll plant into the dirt anyway. They say you can plant. I mean, the rhubarb here for a crop, it stays out there all year. It's almost once it gets in, it's like almost indestructible. You can.
Yeah, it'll just come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
It comes back here every year in Canada where I live, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
And they're buried 3 feet under the snow. Like I've got like 6 or 7 of them. And every year we get like 3 feet of snow at least, right?
Mm-hmm.
They come back after
Just,
a couple
just like
of
a
years.
perennial.
You can uproot them and split them in half,
Yeah,
and they'll come back.
That's what these
Wow.
were. They were. You could see. I remember doing that for the farmer, chopping rhubarb root in with a hatchet. Pop, pop,
Yeah.
You know. And
Mhm. Well, thank you guys for coming in and enjoying this. I was enjoying this conversation tonight. It's a really good one. Talking about
Yeah.
frogs. Apparently, lots of people are interested in frogs.
Well, that's why we
Like,
all hopped
look
on.
at this. Look at this jumping spider.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's called a peacock,
Oh,
wow.
and it basically it like dances around for the female, so they can tell it, "Hey, I'm over here. Look."
yeah, it's really
So
cool.
Is that actually red and blue? It looks like it.
He can tear off one piece of ass, and then he gets.
Oh Lord.
Sex one time and then you're dead. How's that for?
One night stand gives it a new meaning.
There you go. That's all the fun they get. One time and then gone. Then you're a goner.
Well, the also the what is it? The bunch of insects. You know, they'll get eaten by the female.
Mhm.
Now you have a bunch
Like the
of
praying
jumping
mantis.
spiders, right, Moon?
I did. They've passed because they don't last very long.
Mm.
I did find another one, but it's not one of those real nice ones. It's almost kind of a little bit like, you know, they call them wall jumping spiders.
Yeah,
They're kind of more flatter, you know, more leggy.
yeah.
But there should be more because it's too cold right now. I've seen some, but once it starts warming up, you're going to see more out in the garden and stuff.
I like
You know,
the
and they
little
have
ones that are black and white, and they look like little mini tarantulas.
yes. I mean, there's so many colors. There's like, I mean, look at all these different ones.
Yeah,
Did
they're
you
really
see?
cool. Do they really have personalities, or is that just people portraying them to have personalities?
Well, the thing is, the way a jumping spider is, it's different from other spiders. Other spiders that make a web, they put a web and they catch something. Tarantulas, they're really their sight isn't very good, so it's all vibration, and then
Okay.
they feel it. Jumping spider is very intelligent, and it does everything with with their sight. So they hunt by looking at. So they'll like come around like this, and then they'll like move their little hand, their front, and then they have these little things in front. It looks like they're smiling, and they're like,
Mm.
but they are kind of, they're very, they're curious. So they won't run away from you. They'll kind of like they'll jump on your finger and they'll walk around, and then they usually have like a little like a web, like when they jump, it's like a bungee cord,
Yeah.
just in case
Oh, okay.
they don't make it. It hangs, and then they climb back up. But they're really, if you're afraid of spiders, that's one thing you can't. They're cute. I mean, they're the colors. Some of them, like, oh my God, you're like, how could you be afraid of it?
Yeah.
And it goes like, like the one I found. I mean, I was at work. I was doing my rounds. I come back, and on the keyboard, there it is. And it's like, and it was that white one that I had, kind of like a sand color.
Yeah.
And that one lasted about. It was already, pretty much full grown, so it lasted about 10 months. They only last about 2 years, and when they have babies, they have hundreds and hundreds of babies.
Yeah.
So because they're not going to survive. Not
they
all
bite?
of them are.
They don't bite,
Huh?
do they? Do they bite?
All okay. See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
They all spiders bite. It's like people. Oh, yes, they all, but they don't do it intentionally. basically the only way they're gonna bite you is if you grab it and you push it down on your, you know, daddy long legs. They
Oh, yeah.
can't really bite you unless you push it down on your skin.
Yeah.
You know, people that get bit by a spider, you ask them what happened. Well, I put my foot in my shoe and well, yeah, you smashed it in the corner. It's like, oh shoot, I got nowhere to go. I'm gonna have to fight. They'll
Yeah,
rather run,
pretty much.
Yeah.
you know. And that's the thing. Same thing with snakes. You know, how do people get bit by rattlesnakes? Oh, because they're trying to kill it. Leave it alone.
Or they
It's
accidentally
telling
run
you,
up
stay
on it.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to rattle.
Or it's on the other
dangerous.
side of the log.
Stomp
You
your
know,
feet.
step over.
Stomp your feet, and most of the time a snake will go directly away from you.
Yes,
feel
yes.
that,
I mean, they're the ones that are over there in India. Those cobras, they will follow you. They will
They will
go
chase.
after you.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
that.
they
I've
will
heard of
chase
that.
you.
Mhm.
But,
so with the
you know-
mamba over in Africa, they're very aggressive.
Yeah,
But,
it's just like those snakes that in Florida. You know, they make it's basically scare tactics. They're just
Mm.
trying to scare people. Oh, these things are destroying all that. Well, I mean, and then they're blaming it that somebody released them. Actually, some of them came from the zoo when they had the big storms. The
Mhm.
cages broke. They got out in the open.
Oh, yeah, and they
do
reproduce.
reproduce. You know,
Yeah.
but alligators. I mean, come on, look at that old lady that just got eaten not too long ago. I think it was recently. I don't know if you saw that.
I
Well,
She
did.
here-
she was
I did
walking
not.
her dog, and then she pulled the dog away, but she didn't get away, and the alligator ate her.
Was that here in the States?
Yeah, in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lord,
not too
no
long
way.
ago, a couple of months ago, I think. Or It was
Sorry, Fido, but you're going first. You know.
yeah, it's like she saved the dog, but you know she didn't save herself.
Oh boy. Yeah, they hunt at night.
I mean, you live. Let me see. I live in Florida. It's like you live somewhere in the ocean and you go out and swim where there's sharks and, you know,
Mhm.
I don't know, you might get bit.
Jellyfish.
You know, it's like stay away from the edge of the water. Crocodiles and alligators will come out and pull you in.
Yeah.
You know,
Johnny
they'll-
Tab, thanks for coming in, honey.
I mean, there's a video that I was watching one time. This guy's feeding a bunch of alligators, and one of the alligators thought there was a piece of meat by him, but it wasn't. It was the other alligator's leg, and it grabbed it and it just ripped it right off.
Oh,
It just
no.
it just spun. But
Oh,
you know the thing about alligators, they won't bleed. They won't bleed to death. They have a thing in their system that they can just lose a whole leg and it'll stop bleeding like that.
Talk
Oh.
about
Do
survivor.
they grow it back? They don't grow
No,
it back, do they?
They don't grow it back.
So
They're
it's
not
not
like
like a lizard.
lizards. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, it's like over there in Florida, they got that one park, you know, where it's called Gatorland.
I've been there. Mhm.
Well, you've seen the alligators. They got alligators without the bottom jaw because they were in a battle,
Mhm.
and they still can eat because they don't chew their food. They basically
Yeah.
rip. You know, they
Yes.
use their teeth to rip food and then just swallow it.
Swallow
They
it.
just open up their mouth. That's why they lift their head up, and it goes down their throat, and that's it. They don't
Yeah,
chew.
just similar. Yeah, similar to a snake would just engulf it all.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah,
there's a
I
pro
mean,
tip
they
for
can
everyone.
survive. They're dinosaurs, you know.
It's what they are, really. That they survive. Well, and same with some of the amphibians, they survive too.
Yeah, the turtles, those big
Mhm.
Galapagos, they're over hundreds of years old.
Hey, Moon,
You know?
I over at my house at the Philippines, I've got a video of I think they call it some kind of an orb spider, but man, that sucker was the size of a pack of cigarettes, man.
Oh
He-
yeah,
He built in the corner of my yard, and I was out there gardening, and I would just garden around him. I'm like him or her. It's like, hey,
yeah,
you're here for a reason. I'm not going to mess with you.
yeah. There is a spider, but that's in Australia that can kill you. They have
Mhm.
even anti-venom for the
Yeah,
same reason.
Orb. I love orb weavers gardening.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, I got a video of that thing, and in the middle of her web, it had a lightning bolt in the middle of it.
Yeah, they're very, they build the web. It's so intricate.
Mhm.
They're equal, they'll make it into a circle, and it's amazing.
Hmm.
Yeah, I love orb weavers. We have a ton of them around here.
We do too, Courtney. I think the weather in Ohio is real similar to Seattle. It's all rainy and
It
stuff.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the girl in my yard overseas, similar
Yeah.
to that. Gee, she was huge, man.
Yeah,
We
I knew
usually
this
cover it
one guy.
These
He had one
banana
in his
spiders.
house.
In his house, and I wouldn't.
Yeah,
say-
yeah. What he did, he put up a frame,
Uh-huh.
and it built its web because it'll stay in one spot.
Mm. Now, I'm real tolerant of nature, insects, animals, all that, except for
Yeah, it's the
the
same thing.
dividing line it's the house. That's it. You're not coming in here. This is mine,
Yeah,
Yeah, this
But
is a
it's-
banana spider. We usually only ever see these. Although I
Yeah.
have seen a Halloween spider.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's the Halloween orb weaver.
Well, there's a tarantula. They call it a pumpkin patch because
Oh.
it looks like a pumpkin on its butt.
This is the Halloween orb weaver.
Mhm.
They're
Yeah.
pretty creepy looking.
No, I gotta go back. Okay, I don't allow insects in my house except for the last two places I lived, here included, right by the front door, those little house spiders.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I leave it because they build their nest right by the doors. Right by my
Oh yeah,
front.
yeah. That's
I
the
leave
only
them
reason
alone.
they'll come in is because they're following a bug in.
Mhm.
Hmm. The phone is right.
I leave them alone. The one by my front door in this house, I call her Slayer.
Yeah,
She's got all her little victims all
Bugs.
over the place.
Yeah.
Anything that comes underneath that front door or through the cracks.
You
Slayer
know what? I had one in our pantry,
Mhm.
and guess what? It was eating up any insects that were trying to get into our food.
Good deal.
Yeah, see, spiders are very useful.
They are.
Yes.
I mean, I've seen spiders hunt wasps before, and it's in their web, right? I'm like, well, I don't like wasps so much, but hey, the spiders.
I had
out
a tiny orb weaver in the corner of in the corner over here by the fireplace. It had to have come on some wood or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
just hanging out there, and I'm like, oh, Mike, save it. So my husband went and put it in the greenhouse.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need to kill
Very
an
good.
orb weaver because they're cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, even black widows, they eat the bugs,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're
That's
nasty.
that's all they eat,
Mhm.
And people go, "Oh, I'm going to spray that, spray the plant so they kill the spider that's in my." Yeah, but you're going to now the bugs are going to survive and
Mhm.
going to eat all your plants now.
Mhm.
I never, wolf spiders, I really like them. I never mess with them if I see them because
Oh, those
they keep
those
the,
carry their
recluse
babies on their back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I seen the
Now-
videos where people try to kill one with a broom, and then all of a sudden you see thousands of them that are like spreading out. Like, oh shit! I guess I should have just
If
shoot
you
it.
have wolf spiders around or in your house, you won't see any recluses because they don't get along.
Yeah,
Mhm. Same with the huntsman spiders.
yeah.
Now,
The huntsmans and wolf spiders are kind of the same.
yeah, they're real similar. But
Yeah.
when they're in my house, bye bye, sucker. Sorry,
Yeah.
you don't belong in my house. But those little house spiders, man,
Garrett,
go
thanks for
after a
coming in.
Slayer, get them.
Yep.
Now, sometimes I'll set them free outside. Use a cup or
Yeah.
whatever, or
Mhm.
depending what it is.
Yeah.
I understand that the house spiders, if you put them outside, they'll probably die.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
that's what I've heard. I don't know much about it, but
Well,
that's
basically it's the cold. I mean, if it's
Mhm.
too cold, yeah.
yeah.
Well,
The-
maybe not
the
right
jump-
now.
Like the jumping spiders, they can withstand like 32 degrees
Hmm.
because they can make their body their like antifreeze their blood kind of
Mhm.
like antifreeze so they can stay alive still. They'll kind
Like
of
a
be
frog.
dormant like the tarantula out in the wild. Right now it's been since November. It hasn't come out. It covered up its entrance with webbing and rock, so
Mhm.
it's like hibernating. They
Okay.
can Tarantula can stay without even getting a meal for about 18 months or less.
No, whoa, really?
Yes, yes, they don't have to eat because they basically just
Shut
stay.
down.
Yeah, they shut down and they're
Mhm.
there's lizards that way that they hibernate. Look at bears; they do the same
Yeah.
thing.
Alligators are like
Alligators do
that.
the yeah.
Yeah,
Alligators do that too.
alligators, same thing. There's been alligators that survive under ice water.
Or
Mhm.
or they wait during the dry period until the
Yeah,
rain comes
yeah.
back.
There's frogs. I saw this documentary about frogs. They're like in Africa, and when the rains go away for months, they're like asleep inside the mud,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then until the rain comes and they opens, and it basically they come back to life. They're like
Well, they are
asleep.
cold blooded too, so
Yeah,
Hmm.
they don't need
it's
as
it's
much
so
as we do.
crazy that the things that they can do. You
Yeah,
know.
Hmm.
I like working with nature. I'd rather
Yeah, yeah,
like the grass in my backyard. I've mentioned this before.
Hmm.
It wasn't cared for years when the gal lived here. She was old and sick,
yeah,
and it grew into clover, buttercups, dandelions, all that. And I'm going to leave it.
yeah.
Just I'm not going to put that chemical stuff on my grass. I
Right.
refuse to do that. You know. In fact, my neighbors took care of her front yard because they want that chemical green lawn. And they did the same to her front yard. And well, we want to keep it value. I said, no, just
Put
don't
some
put.
astroturf on it.
Yeah, I told them it. Well, don't put any of that on my grass. I'll keep the
Yeah,
dandelions down. I'll just go out there and poke. It's like a
yeah,
long handled chisel, just knock off the
Yeah.
head,
Okay.
and then.
yeah.
But I told them I don't want any of that chemical stuff on my grass.
Oh
Even
yeah,
if clover grows in there, I don't care. Let it. The soil's trying to amend itself.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Grass.
don't like it either. And like twice now, my neighbor across the street, like he every summer he gets his lawn chemically treated. And he has a beautiful lawn, okay? It
Mhm.
is. It's gorgeous. It looks like you could play golf on it.
Yeah, same with a couple of my
But
neighbors.
twice now I've seen his wife is like eco-friendly, like wants to
Okay.
plant flowers and all this shit.
Yeah.
Well, twice now I've seen them spray her flowers, and every year she wants to know, my flowers didn't do very good.
No wonder why.
Well, you killed all the earthworms for one.
Like
Everything else dies.
No
my
spiders.
mother-in-law, she had green grass, and we live in the desert, and everybody would come. How do you keep your grass so green? Water,
Yeah.
basically. She grew mangoes in her house from one
Nice.
mango,
Wow.
and the
Nice.
tree got humongous, and people, it's not going to grow. It's a desert. Well, yeah, but if you water it enough, the sun will cause it to be more humid. And what do mangoes love? They love humidity.
Humidity.
Mhm.
It's going to grow.
Mhm.
You can grow anything in the right,
Yeah.
atmosphere.
Well, Mrs. and I were looking at trees. This is a very good local nursery. They got a little bit of everything in there, and she said, "Look, there's the apple trees." And I said, "Yeah, I looked at them briefly, but I'm freezing my ass off. Let's go have some lunch."
That's funny.
Yeah, because they had
How much
rows of trees.
property do you have? Do you have room for all that, or you just have like?
Oh, not much. All right, the front yard is bigger than the backyard, and it's just a lot, Courtney. That's all.
Oh, okay.
But they sell pygmy apple trees here.
Oh, Okay.
that I can grow in the backyard that gets full sun. Those same type of trees we planted when I was a kid, and after about 5 to 6 years or so, those pygmy apples, as long as you keep them trimmed and keep them small, they grew so many apple trees. Oh my God.
That's
And
really cool.
when we moved into that house, it was the original shack that was built there, probably 1890s, 1900, had its own apple trees. And I remember Mom would tell me, like, she'd just go pick some apples. Okay. So I go climb up in the trees, which you don't see kids climbing trees anymore. Get a bunch of apples, bring them into the kitchen, and Mom would make us a fresh apple pie. Some good memories about that.
Aww.
Uh-huh.
And did those
apple
apples grow with wax on them?
No, there's no wax on them.
You mean that's not the way they come
No,
off the tree?
No, bees don't poop
ones in the
wax
store?
on your apples. No, bees don't poop wax on your apples.
Like the tomatoes?
Yeah.
The tomatoes, you mean the tomatoes don't have like wax? They're all waxy?
Yeah, the tomatoes are not white on the inside and red on the outside.
I know.
They're actually
those
red
are so
all the way through.
disgusting.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
You
just
could
like
tell that some of them,
just like the meat.
Chronically growing anything, but you could tell all of them are waterlogged.
Just like the meat that you find, that they sell at the grocery stores. They put red on them so they look fresher.
Yeah, they put dye on that stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's.
I know. I worked with a fella. He came from Wyoming, and he was a butcher for a supermarket. He told me some horror stories about corporate profit and stuff. Oh my God,
the tricks.
Yeah.
Let's just put some water into this, make it look a little bit bigger.
Yeah, he told me corporate, because he was a manager of the meat department. And, yeah, that dye that they would put on the beef and the dye that they put on the pork. They should have pulled it off the shelf and threw it, but no, corporate. No, put this dye on there and put it back on the shelf.
Oh yeah.
We gotta sell it all.
Uh-huh.
Well, my son worked at the deli at Albertsons.
Oh, he told me don't ever buy any meat in a deli in a supermarket.
Oh my God, he got some chicken out of the freezer, and then he told it to the manager and goes, "Hey, this is kind of green. Do I toss it out?" He goes, "Oh no. Put it in the deep fryer. Then after that, put barbecue sauce on it."
Uh-huh. That's what he told me too. That's what he told me too. He said, "Don't
never buy the ones with a barbecue sauce. They're hiding something."
Yeah. So he told me. He said, "Never buy any meat from a deli in a supermarket, because when it got so rancid that the meat department couldn't sell it, it went over to the bar." Yeah.
How did they get away with that?
Well,
thanks, Garrett, for coming in.
Until they get caught.
Yeah. Well, it's just like the chorizo. The chorizo.
Yes.
The one that they make. Like, oh, it looks so nice in the window. With the face of the pig. And oh, how many pounds would you like? Basically, they get all they get all like the wieners, the bologna. That's nuts. It's kind of brownish already in the package. And they just grind it down and they put it into the mixture.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes so good.
At least I know
like the ham salad.
Well, hot dogs. You know how hot dogs are made.
I know what they are, but at least I know what I'm buying.
Yeah.
I know it. I already know it. Yeah.
It's fermented meat.
Yes, it is. Yeah. But it's good sometimes.
Yeah, it is. I love those,
especially in the microwave.
Oh, especially on a fork on the stove. Gotta have that propane smell.
I did that as a joke, or Moon, you might not be aware of. It's a couple times my wife had to go overseas and leave me here alone, and one time I turned the webcam on and I was, my wife's overseas, and I see my dinner, now she's gone. I had bread and water, and then another time I came on and I had put a couple of hot dogs in a microwave. Yossi's a chef, so he just cringes, and he's totally kosher. How did you cook that, Bob? throw it in the microwave. Everyone went, oh my God.
That's horrible.
It exploded.
Isn't your wife feeding you? What are you doing? Bread and water and
Yeah.
microwave hot dogs?
Yeah, I'm eating
Typical
bread and
bachelor
water.
food.
Yeah, I'm eating
Poor
bread and
Bob.
water. Yossi, will you cook for me? He says, yeah, you come to Israel, I'll cook for you. You know?
Yeah. Well, it's just like back in the 70s. I remember watching TV, and they had some kids from New York, and they're asking them questions. It's like, where does milk come from? Oh, it comes from a truck with one horn.
Mm.
And they're like, okay, do you know what a cow is? No. It's like, okay, apparently you've never been on a farm.
No, they never have.
What's a farm?
Yeah, what's that?
It's like my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, because we went down to Mexico, and my uncle and aunt, they have chickens and roosters and all kinds of animals, and they're like, oh, they got the eggs, from their chickens and stuff. And she's, oh, I can't eat those eggs. Why not? Because they don't come from the store. Well, what, do you think the store makes them? They don't come out of a chicken?
Yeah.
It's like,
Just open a package and there they are. It's
yeah.
magic. Yeah.
Yes. And they're clean,
Wow.
I mean, some people don't know what they're, oh, we can't kill animals. Well, how do you think your burger from McDonald's is?
Yeah.
I've
I've had comments about airplanes over the years, and I flew on Japan Airlines. They have great airplanes. Oh, I said, did you know that the airlines don't make their airplanes? No,
Yeah.
They do. They have a big hand. No, they don't make their airplanes. Boeing makes their airplanes.
O'Reilly's for
Mhm.
whatever, Napa, whatever it is, Toyota,
Mhm.
Chevy. They're just putting a sticker on there. It's
Yeah.
that's the way it is. People, it's just like chicken.
Mhm.
Where do you think all the chickens come from? There's only one big company that owns all the chickens, but they have different names because they bought everybody else. There used to be a Brazilian company that supplied all the chickens, but then guess who bought them out? The only one that owns all the chickens, basically. They just got different names.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, they put a local name on that, like Peterson but it's probably a Portuguese name. And if you sell a Portuguese name, what's
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like Zest. It's so funny because I would go to Mexico and buy a bar of soap, Zest, and it says made in the U.S. I buy a soap here in the U.S. and it said made in Mexico.
Yeah, I've seen stuff like that.
It's like,
That is so weird.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's like,
Yeah. Well, it's
don't
like
buy anything. Don't buy anything from China. Well, where do you think your phone comes from?
Yeah.
All the
Some of the
electronics.
parts.
Mhm.
Your microwave, your TV. What do you think now? We have no cars in the dealerships. Why? Because the chips, where they come from for the cars.
Taiwan. Yeah.
Yes.
I looked into like circuit boards and computers. And a long time ago, when I was still paying child support, I'd scrap metal. And anything put out on the curb that had copper in it, copper, brass, all that, I'd take
Gold.
it all.
Got gold in it too.
I got a little bit of money coming in that was off the books because, it's called food, shelter for me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, you need food?
Yeah.
Cans of
Really.
beans.
Yeah. And I was looking at these different circuit boards. My God, these cheap laptops and all that people would throw out, they're all the same circuit board. And I started looking into it.
Yeah.
The different
Mass
components are
produced.
made, right. The different components are made in Taiwan, Japan.
Well, yeah, they're mass
And then-
produced. You're just buying parts, and it's assembled in this country, and it's
Yes.
shipped out by this name.
And they send all those parts to a lot of it's in Singapore.
Yeah.
And they showed these different facilities making circuit boards, and they hire mostly 2-year contract workers from India and the Philippines on the assembly lines. And the reason why, you know, like those Black Friday computers are so cheap, it's because that's the lowest grade circuit boards that are in those computers. Don't buy them. Just don't buy them. You know, spend some more money and you're going to get something that'll hold.
Or build your own. Or build your own.
Mm-hmm. But all that stuff, most of it's made in Singapore. Put on ships and being assembled in
assembled in Mexico. It says
in Mexico. Yeah.
Look at Black and Decker. They have a plant. They have a plant in Mexico. Black and Decker.
Same with DeWalt tools.
Yes.
It's some of the parts are made in the U.S. Some of the parts are made in Mexico.
Yeah.
And a lot of the tools are brought across the border and assembled in the U.S. You know, that's why they say made in the USA. You know,
I had a Ford Festiva.
Mm-hmm.
And guess the percentage that it was made in the U.S.
30%.
1%.
1%.
And it was the only thing that was made in the U.S. was the doggone key. Everything else was that was the only thing that was made in the U.S. Everything else was made. It wasn't even, and it's Ford.
Yeah. Well, that tells you how much, you know. I mean, if you get the communist wet dream where there's no corporations and all that, maybe we're back in the dark ages, like right now. Because you want to buy a new set of silverware, because a lot of that's the steel. A lot of the steel is made in England.
Yeah,
stainless. The British
or in China.
In China, and Indonesia's got some stainless steel plants. Yeah, it's like just a set of silverware. Where does the raw material come from?
A lot of
it comes from these certain places.
It's just like what was it? Soybeans.
Yeah,
we were the largest exporter.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
We were number one exporter. For a long time.
Yeah.
We became number 2 now. Brazil is now number 1. Guess why? Because the highest exporter was China. And when they changed, when you know, the president said, hey, we're not going to mess with them. Well, guess what? They said, well, we're not going to buy from you. We're going to buy from Brazil now. So now we became number 2 exporter of that. It's just like with, you know, that's the thing. And everything, you know, they think, oh, well, we're going to charge them tariffs. Yeah, but who's going to pay for it? How much you going to pay for your iPhone? How much you going to pay for your microwave?
Yeah.
How much you going to pay for your new refrigerator?
Yeah, because
air conditioning. I had to buy an air conditioning unit.
Mm-hmm.
And since all this happened, I ended up paying double the price. Because even the AC guy goes, oh man, if you would have bought it 2 years ago, you would have saved money, but everything doubled.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're paying for it. Yeah, we're charging them. We're charging them, but we're the ones paying for it.
The consumer pays for it. Well, yeah, you think about soy sauce. You think Asia. No, the beans are grown here, man.
Yep.
Then they're sent over to different countries and manufactured into soy sauce. Or
another thing, sugar. You know, everybody. Oh, it's sugar cane. No, it's not. If you get sugar that is manufactured in California, it's sugar beet.
Sugar beets. Yeah.
Yeah, sugar beets. Sugar beets.
Yep.
Yeah, they can actually put on there that they don't even have to put on there that it's you know, it's like what is it, the one pure cane sugar brand?
Mm-hmm. Oh, C&H.
Yeah, guess what? It's made from sugar beets also.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But people think, oh no, it's sugar cane. No. Read the fine print. If it's coming from California, there's only like two places that in the whole United States that they have sugar comes from sugar cane. All the rest is sugar beet.
Mhm.
Wow.
Here in
didn't know
Washington State, growing up, going to Eastern Washington, there were massive fields of sugar beets, and there was a brand name U&I sugar. And
Yeah.
C&H came from Hawaii.
Yeah.
And U&I sold out to somebody else, and then I just saw something
Yes.
recently here where U&I Sugar Factory that sat there derelict for 40 years is being demolished.
Yeah, they were gonna. They had a plant over here.
Mhm.
It's always processed sugar and from sugar beet, and they were gonna change it. They were gonna change it to make fuel. Because they were gonna plant a bunch of corn, you know,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and also sugar cane, you know, because they can make ethanol
Yeah.
and stuff. Well, they never did. They because not enough sugar cane was growing in the area. So I said, well, sugar beet grows here in the desert.
Yeah,
Let's
it does.
continue, and it's still this day. It's made, and it's all about the packaging.
Yeah.
They're making the sugar. Oh, we need some. What is that one that sugar cane? That let's get those packages and fill it up with sugar beet sugar.
Mhm. Yeah, I'll be right back, guys.
You're just
All right.
buying the name. You're not buying the real stuff. Nobody reads the fine print, as they say.
Yeah.
We just
The
assume.
ingredients, the back.
Yes. Yeah. Just like most of the food has bugs in it. It's
That
there's a
red coloring.
percentage.
That's right. Yeah, the red coloring and all this other stuff. What's that called? Oh, I can't remember.
Well, plus
I
they
don't
put
remember.
because crickets have a lot of it's in a lot of protein. It has a lot of protein, so they have it in a lot of protein drinks, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And people that are natural. Oh, I don't. Yeah, well, guess what you're eating? You don't even know what you're eating.
Yeah, it's part of it.
But I eat salads. Yeah. Well, make sure you wash it real good.
Yeah.
And then organic. I remember a farmer. I asked because there's a lot of farmers that I see all the time, and then I ask, hey, what about this? All the organic stuff that sells at the groceries. He goes, there's no such thing as organic unless you grow it yourself.
Oh yeah, and know everything about it. Right?
Yes, because guess what? Even the ones that are
That's
that are
just an
grown
act.
organically, they still have chemicals when they water. It's put in the water that they water the plants with.
Yeah.
And, so you're still getting chemicals because they have to kill the bugs. It's like those airplanes, those helicopters that come into the fields and they spray.
Mm.
What do you think they're spraying?
Yeah.
Just because they're putting the little organic label. Oh, it's safe.
Well, they do have specific guidelines that they have to follow.
Oh, I was gonna say I knew you were gonna say that. Back in the 70s, they were talking about that because there's certain levels. Well, this one lady, she found out because she's giving her baby. She was giving her baby, all these different vegetables and all that. Well, if you add all those vegetables and the quantities that are supposedly legal, it goes over the limit. So it's like, you're giving them an apple, you're giving them an orange, you're giving, it's that one apple. But then if you combine it with all the other ones, you're basically going over the limit.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So they tested everything and said, oh, okay, the wonder.
Star, don't even tell me that it's 85 degrees and you're outside in a pair of shorts and a t-shirt. Damn you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Star. Tell me it puts 30 there.
Yeah, share some of that heat, Star.
Yeah, pass some heat over to Canada.
I'm sorry.
U.S. first, come on. Give it to the States first. Come on, you guys.
Sounds like you
No. Canada first.
Canada first. Oh, man. You guys are tough.
So is it still snowing over there where you're at, Bob?
No, it's still going well below freezing. Like right now, it's what,
Yeah.
38 degrees.
Yeah.
So,
38.
yeah.
That'd be warm
That's
for me right
nothing.
now.
Yeah, for you guys in Canada, it is warm. But you know, at nighttime it still goes below
It's 0
freezing.
Fahrenheit here.
Yeah.
So I can't plant nothing outside yet. I'm
Yeah.
Well, I'm not planting
probably-
anything outside.
I probably could, like the rhubarb could probably go outside, but still.
You
no.
can plant
Give it a little
ice
bit
cream
more.
cones.
Yeah, there you go. Mhm.
Oh, there's something, man. There's something. Hey, I can make a snow cone with all the snow I have.
Yeah.
From Des Moines.
It'll be lemonade flavored.
Mhm.
Ew.
I don't know what kind of snow cone you want, Moon, but that's not what I want.
Listen to those Canadians laugh at us, Courtney. Oh my God, you
guys are having a heat wave.
Yeah.
Coming down where I'm at, 120
It's
in the
only 1
shade.
inch of snow.
Mhm.
Hey, don't
We
even go
got 4
there.
here last
It
week.
snowed in LA.
I know. Well, but see, I'm far away from LA. I'm 300 miles away from them.
Oh.
So all I get is maybe some ice balls, like the size of golf balls, in the summertime sometimes.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, I see.
I mean, it did snow actually. My grandmother told us that it did snow back in the like 1902 or somewhere around that time in the desert, but it didn't last very long.
Yeah, all the
Oh,
snow,
yeah, I know.
snow you're seeing in California right now is up in the mountains.
No, there was some in LA, Bob. There was.
Really?
You didn't see the news?
No,
They had to close off the freeways because they couldn't drive. They don't have snow plows.
They don't have snow tires and all that.
Yeah, people don't know.
No
how,
one has
people
experience?
they can't
No
even
experience in it?
drive in
Exactly,
the
yeah.
rain. Imagine snow.
Mhm.
They had snow in the beaches.
Oh, that's
So-
wild, man. That's so
Yeah,
cool.
people were like, all like, what is this? Oh, I mean, and we're not talking. I guess there was a lot of snow that came down all of a sudden. They were like, what the heck?
Well, I imagine that they don't even have heat in some of those houses.
Oh yeah.
Well, they're not insulated
No, they
here,
have
right?
fireplaces. Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
Actually, like in LA, there was some old houses that didn't have air conditioning. I mean, if you go up north, San Jose area, they didn't have air conditioning in some apartments even.
Yeah.
You just open up your window and it was, when I lived up there, you open up the window and it's nice and cool. You just turn on a little fan. It's like air conditioning.
Climate change, global warming, fossil fuels. Come on, the earth is a living organism. It changes just like everything else does, man. Today it's snowing, tomorrow it's not.
Yeah. Hey, we've been getting cold. You know what? Because it never got, in the summertime. By Mother's Day, it was already 100 and something degrees. Now, the last couple of years, like 4 or 5 years, it doesn't get that temperature till like in June almost.
Yeah.
So we've been getting breaks. We need it because the electricity, man, it went up 18%.
Oh, that's a robbery, dude.
Oh, and gas, natural gas, it's going up 300%.
That's why that's all politics there, man.
Well, yeah. Well, look at. I think who was it? Was it in Washington or Oregon that just passed a law that you can't sell any gas appliances?
I thought that was California that did that.
No, they're trying to, but it passed. Some idiots let it pass through. They voted on it and said, yeah, let it go through. So now they can't sell any gas stoves, any gas water heaters, all has to be electric.
Well,
Okay,
you realize
guys.
that. Oh, you gotta shut it down, Courtney.
Yeah, I'm super tired and
Okay.
I've been on for 2 hours. I was going to shut it down, but it's up to y'all.
But do you mind if we talk in the back for a little bit?
Yeah, that's fine.
Hey, we can do that.
It's only 9:25.
Yeah, it's early still right here. It's early yet.
How Bob?
I'm just super tired.
No, I can
Um,
tell, Cordy. It's all good.
9 p.m. here, 9:30.
But
Yeah.
thank you guys for coming on, and thanks for coming up. I have a whole new panel tonight. It's awesome. Thank you guys.
Right on.
And we will see you all Wednesday night at 7 p.m.
Take
Eastern.
care, everyone.
And
Alrighty.
we'll see y'all later. Have a good night.
Later,